welcome to episode 856 of Hard Factor. It's Thursday, January 13th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We've got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will to talk to you about a bunch of news today. But most importantly, Pat, you're back. How you doing?
Hold on one second. Blue 42, clockwise. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. That was a little, sometimes we call plays, like we're on a football team. It was an audible so that Wes knows clockwise. So that Wes knows what's going on. It'll all make sense if you go to youtube.com/hardfactor.
Okay, well, let's just get into it. Are you feeling good? Because I'm about
let me talk about me,
play.
though.
I'm about to run the play.
I don't miss that opportunity. I'm okay, bro. I'll be honest with you. Pfizer did its job. Here's what I think's going on. 99% sure I had COVID over the holiday.
Right.
Almost 100%. 6 days of loose stool, right? Come on. Sore throat.
That's a big sign. Yeah.
Headache. Come on. So, because Kate's essentially having the same thing right now, but she got the Johnson & Johnson, the single doser. I think that is really the big.
God. She got the Johnson.
So it's not, and we haven't got a booster yet.
Why'd she even bother?
So I'm pretty sure that I am getting COVID again, but I've already had it, and I got the Pfizer. But Kate's in rough shape. And dude, your baby on COVID is the fucking worst. And Will knows what I'm talking about. Dude, this thing's shutting down the goddamn U.S. economy. Because every daycare is being shut down. They got to adjust the rules pretty quick here, man. If it's a less deadly strain, they got to adjust the rules because we're going up by old rules with the new strain. And, dude, Cash is out of daycare for 10 days. Will's daycare just shut down.
They did lower the quarantine to like 5 days.
It's all fucked up. It's a soft lockdown still, just because there's over 1 million new cases a day. So it's still a soft
like
soft
Pat mentioned,
the economy basically.
All the workers are like,
there's nobody to work.
No one's working because they're all
everybody's caught COVID.
Everyone's got COVID. So
I'm having a
skeleton crew everywhere.
Just figure it out. Don't tell me. Dude,
when
we can't return our fucking child to daycare until 10 days after Kate gets her test.
They're running out of COVID tests, and then they're running out of people to administer the COVID tests because people are
everything. They're running out of everything. They're running out of people to stock the shelves. They're running out of people to watch the babies. They're running out of people to do, whatever the fuck you need to do.
Let's talk good news. Pat seems like he's in good spirits. How about this? The Hardo Hive has now gotten us an award. We are officially an award-winning podcast.
It's a golden microphone.
We won the podcast ad, the PAR podcast ad representatives podcast of the year in a landslide. Thanks to the Hardo Hive. So we are now officially winners and champions. And I'd like to
hey, let me see that thing.
Just pass this thing around.
It's not even us. It's really the Hardo Hive. It's the winners and the champions. Wow. Mark passed it straight to Wes. Look at that.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's really cool.
You guys aren't even at the same house. That's
Can I see it, Wes?
YouTube.
Yeah, you can see it. You want to see it?
News.
Here you go.
Oh wow, Wes! Whoa, Wes passed to Pat all the way in New York from Austin.
So cool,
New Jersey.
Holy shit,
crazy! Hey, Pat, send it over here to Reno, man. Drop it down. Oh shit!
You didn't get yours.
No, I don't have one. Not one
yet. Well, that's because they shipped from Dallas. So from Dallas to Austin, I guess.
Tell you what,
came today.
Reno's closer to Dallas than New Jersey.
It really is. It's probably it's probably sitting out there. I've been watching the baby all day. Like you said, daycare got shut down, so I have no idea what's in the mail.
At least you got your face in the picture.
Congratulations to us. Congratulations to you.
This lets
it's a Hardo Hive award. It's not.
It lets us know that the Hardo Hive. We'll click, bro. We will click. We will vote.
Yes.
We'll vote in meaningless contests.
That's why the Hornets Nest is going to take us to the top of the fucking charts in 2022. Based on that award thing with the voting, the Hornets Nest in the Discord is going to get us in some algorithm, good stuff with the algorithms on socials. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know I missed a lot over the last 2 days. Like, first of all, potentially, the Jenna Jameson stuff was great, and her guessing on the show potentially. That's hopefully that happens. Be
hopefully,
great.
She's feeling better. Yeah, hopefully so.
I'm gonna fuck it up one night. I know it.
You're so smooth, Wes. That you.
Well, we haven't. This is
instead
news
of asking.
This is news to the Hive. She said on Instagram DMs that she would do our show. And she
oh my god!
better.
So listen to this. So Wes hit her up. Was like, hope you're feeling better. Maybe if you'd like to do Hard Factor sometime. She got back. Was like, I'd love to. And okay, so Wes did the coolest thing he's ever fucking done. So cool, bro. Because he sent that to the group chat. We were all like, book it, lock it down. And Wes took a beat and said, look, I hope you're feeling better. we'll get back in touch when you're back on your feet.
First things first is you got to feel better. We're not even concerned about the interview. Meanwhile, we're freaking out.
Yeah,
it's very smooth.
Yeah.
Ooh, you soft blew off Jenna Jameson, well caring about her first over her celebrity.
Jeez.
Oh my God. And then this wall, Mark. I'm loving it, bro.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully she doesn't listen to this analysis, though. I mean, because
she won't.
Well,
No,
we'd
she
love
does.
to have you on, Jenna. My voice is going to crack during that interview.
It's gonna make her want it. So yeah, Mark's been he moved.
There's a typo in the message, by the way.
Oh, of course. Your
Oh, yeah.
sweaty hands typing it. Can't believe you're talking to Jenna Jameson.
Even though I read it 20 times before I sent it, there was still a typo.
It's gonna be our most embarrassing interview of all time.
Just checking for
Jenna.
typos.
But
but also
the wall's really coming in, huh?
I gotta say, Mark, if you watch the YouTube, Mark moved to a new room in his house. I know we covered this, but he's painting his wall right now. Our collective favorite color, purple.
Yes,
and it
except
looks
for Wes for some
just
reason.
really good.
Yeah.
Mark. I wanted to tell you that it just looks really fantastic.
I went to the store and I checked out about 13 different purple. This one was called Plum Delight or something, and I gotta tell you, it is a delight.
It just looks really good. Now, when you finish it, it's going to be a whole different thing. How many days in?
It's a good looking color.
Yeah, you can't rush art.
It was one session. This is one session's worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
When Mark said he was picking up, going to do purple, I was convinced he was going to pick a shade that was too dark, and we wouldn't be able to tell it was purple.
Oh yeah, but he did not.
Nope.
No, yeah, you can tell that's purple.
Consider that, and I told my wife.
Yeah.
Now, you're going too dark here with your suggestions.
Although you have the same problem as
coming from a guy who's in the darkest room in the history of the world.
Right. Mark's got the same problem as me now. You can't wear a purple shirt, just like I can't wear a red shirt, basically.
Don't tell Mark you can't wear a purple shirt. It'll be the purple episode. Hey, real quick, what is that right there? What is that? That's a screenshot of Wes's DM. Here's what he said. Jenna, huge fans, praying for a speedy recovery. Any chance when you're well, you can come on the podcast? We'd love to have you whenever we can get well soon. Love Heart Factor. She said definitely. Ooh. Wes responded with a fire emoji. He hit that with a fire.
It was a heart at first, and then I second guessed myself and changed it to a fire.
She hearted our thing. She hearted our thing, it looks like.
Big time. She hearted and then responded with actual words that she typed with her fingers.
Yeah.
Those fingers. So Wes got back. This is great, man. This is so good. 3 hours later, almost. 3.5 hours later. Fantastic. We'll reach back out to you a bit later, but we wish you a speedy recovery. Until then, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, and we're psyched. Oh, that last exclamation point might have blown it, but I'm feeling good.
Yeah, the last sentence is "we're psyched." It's a little bit off, but everything else was perfect.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
You did so good, Wes. I'm so proud of you.
You got us, Jenna Jameson, officially. I think
she's in.
We talked to her at least.
Might be the best get ever. We'll see.
Yeah. So we could just wrap the show up between the award and if we get Jenna Jameson, let's just hang it up.
Just shut it down. Let's do this.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, it's Thursday the 13th, right? So, fun fact.
We're psyched.
We're psyched.
Oh, we're psyched. Sorry you can't walk, but we're psyched.
I'm gonna play it cool, but let you know that I really want this at the end.
Hit send, Wes. Just stop overthinking it.
All right, guys. Fun facts about drones, and you're gonna understand why when we get to the cream of the crop. So in Riley, I guess this is a court case. The court said that surveillance conducted at 400 feet and above does not require a search warrant. So a police officer or organization.
That's bullshit.
As long as they're at 400 or above, they can film whatever's in your backyard, no warrant.
That's ridiculous.
It's a little crazy. Also, fun fact about drones, I didn't know this. Theater companies use drones to decorate stages. A drone is a stage manager's best friend. They use drones to dangle decorations, or like stage art. That's pretty cool. I didn't know.
Yeah, the power of drones. Google Maps. That's got to be all drones, right?
Yeah,
or is that just satellites?
That's satellite imagery.
Well, then they've been fucking you up with that. I mean, they've had that forever.
It's technically a drone, right?
Well, it's like a space drone, yeah.
Early drone, old
They've-
OG drone.
The last 2 Google Home updates has caught my wife like on her way out of the house both times. She's like, oh, there's another update. I'm just walking out looking like an idiot. Like,
Oh man, we didn't cover it, but or did we cover it? That mobster that got he disappeared. Yeah, and he got
Yeah,
caught
the
home.
Italy. He reappeared, and it was like a Google Maps thing. And
So cool.
yeah, in Italy.
I still am. That's still a little suspect. Like that, you're just like, oh yeah, that's the guy. 30 years later in a different country from 25 feet away. That's that we've caught on the Google Maps.
if it was over 400 feet,
Yeah, that's true. Guys, holidays. It's National Gluten-Free Day. So,
moving on.
Moving on. National Rubber Ducky Day. Back in our day, they just called it having trouble shitting. Right? It's normal. Something you lived with.
What do you mean, celiac disease?
Yeah,
for
I
gluten?
know it's real.
I mean, what is even gluten?
I
It's wheat, right? It's a. You can't have flour.
It just wasn't around, and then it was around, and people,
All right.
oh, it's been around. It's been
I mean,
devastating forever.
It's never interesting to discuss somebody's diet with
We
them.
shouldn't
So
do that. Sorry. National Rubber Ducky Day, National Sticker Day,
Rude.
and National Public Radio Broadcasting Day. So,
Heyo.
look at
Yeah.
that.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to Steve Inskeep from NPR, who he did the Trump interview yesterday, yesterday where Trump called Mitch McConnell a loser.
No,
Pretty good. Trump is on fire.
there he goes.
Inskeep also kind of was like, yeah, man, 2020, what's up with the election? And Trump,
He went after DeSantis too.
oh yeah, he cut it short. So here's what happened in politics real quick. Trump did the Inskeep interview on NPR. Inskeep did an awesome job. Shout out journalism. He called Mitch McConnell a loser. McConnell called Biden a loser for his speech in Atlanta. And then Trump stayed on his tear. And then, it's just really getting so super bizarre. Attacked DeSantis for being soft, for not endorsing a vaccine booster.
No, for not admitting if he got it or not.
Oh, right. Not admitting.
For not, because he sidestepped it, and his people were like, it's a personal health matter. Tell us whether you got it or not, one way or the other, you coward.
Yeah, it was a real fucking day. I mean, Trump's Trump, Biden's Biden, McConnell's still a pussy. All right.
National Public Radio's got an interest in the former pres. Did they ask him about 2024? Because even Hillary's throwing her name in the ring.
They
for
tried to.
2024.
God,
But
Hillary
Trump and Hillary both want to get in there again.
Trump is like a lying machine. And someone just put a quarter in him, but he didn't like the direction the interview was going, so he cut it early before they could get to that.
Oh, that's classic Trump. Yeah.
It's Hillary 2024. You can go ahead and from 400 feet bring the drone over and watch me hanging myself from the tree in the backyard.
Oh, well, it's insane. Could you imagine Hillary Trump 2.0? Heads would explode.
Pass.
Make for some great news.
We're all out.
It would be. I mean, like we would be.
Yeah, that's
Hard
true.
Factor would be cranking.
We'd
We'd
have to do
stories
3-hour
out the wazoo.
shows. Yeah.
I mean, I really hate it when people like stoke civil war and shit and don't like. I hate it when people right now are not trying to figure out how to bring our country together. But the Democrats putting Hillary forward, it's a civil war.
I would start pushing for civil war.
And I'm in. I don't know what side.
Yeah.
Might be a three-way
I don't
war.
either. Yeah. If they do that, I'm just going to start pushing for
Might be a
chaos.
Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
style thing.
Well, I think what they're doing there is
Hobbit.
like they couldn't believe they got Biden, and they only got him in because he was going against Trump.
You think
But
it's
they're
a
like,
cocky
well, we
move?
got this fucking
We can
guy
get
in.
anyone
Who
in?
else could we
Yeah.
get?
Dude, Biden getting him was like it was like Wheel of
Come
Fortune
on.
landing on whatever, like the it was like there was a really slim shot. It was just like a perfect storm of not having a candidate.
Yeah,
Coming
he hit a
off Trump.
33% in
2021 was not
Which
a
is
great
insane.
year, was it?
Anyway, that's what happened in politics yesterday. History, guys. 2021. Speaking of Donald Trump, today became the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. In 1968, Johnny Cash recorded the album Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison in front of an audience of 2,000 inmates at California's Folsom Prison. Still one of the coolest things ever done in music. In 1942, Henry Ford patented plastic automobile construction, and also in 1942, the long, slow decline of American cars being less and less comparable to the bald eagle began. Plastic automobile construction? Come on, man. I mean, that right there, you can point to it on the map. That's when we made a left when we should have made a right.
It's not still plastic, right?
I'm kidding. I'm sure.
I mean,
Well, maybe like they have
saves
plastic
lives, right?
bumpers now,
Yeah.
right? and
there's
then
tons of plastic in cars.
tons of plastic parts, but like still like
The chassis are all.
Is that because
Yeah,
they don't
aluminum
catch on
and steel,
fire
right?
and they can?
They've all been that way.
And they
There's
can,
a reason
pop
for
off
it.
and stuff and safety. Probably safety.
There's a reason. Let's get into the news. Story update. I think we did this on Florida Man Friday. Key West police, they released webcam footage of vandals who set Christmas trees ablaze on
There's
New
an
Year's
update,
Eve,
isn't there?
right at Key West's treasured concrete buoy landmark.
Everyone heard that, by the way. So we released that to the public, so everyone should know about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So Key West bartender Cameron Brody, he showed pride in his city while exacting revenge because Cameron, he watched the video that the webcam video the police put out, and he recognized the 21-year-old man who had defaced the landmark while dangerously burning one of Jesus's birthday trees. And that's because the guy had stiffed him on a tip after ordering 3 drinks at Irish Kevin's on Duval Street in Key West. So the bartender was like, I bet we have his card on file. Yep, that's him.
That's how they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Tip your bartender.
Oh,
he didn't really
was the
stiff him.
informant?
That's as a guy who gets way too drunk at bars, I'm assuming you're gonna put the 20% on my card. I'm giving you license to do that. If the card was still there, I don't know.
No, but if he signed,
oh no, he did. I'm sorry, you're right. He did, yeah.
If you sign,
but the card was still on file,
right? If you sign and put a bar through it, then they have to put 0 on the tip.
Exactly. And
if you sign and leave it blank, I would go ahead and assume they put 20% on. But if you sign and be like 0, 0, no, I'm not tipping.
Right.
Then they
if
have
you
to
total
put
it.
0.
If you write in the total, which is the same without the tip, and then you an hour or two later go try to burn down their famous landmark and you get caught on video, you're going to get
that's karma.
Yeah.
That's karma.
No, it's exactly how this guy needed to go down.
Yep.
By the world realizing that he's an asshole on 2 fronts. All right, guys.
Nice.
Ronnie Spector, R.I.P., died at 78 years old. Ronnie Spector's the lead singer of the Ronettes. That's the 1960s vocal trio that gave life to songs like "Be My Baby," "Baby I Love You." It was a soul sound.
Baby.
So if you don't know the Ronettes, I highly suggest you dig in. Their songs obviously are classics, but if you listen to their music, and I was actually doing this maybe a couple weeks ago, it's a bummer this woman passed. But if you listen to their stuff compared to the other stuff that was coming out in 1963, like vocal pop music, and that's when Be My Baby came out, it makes their music like that much more astounding. And it led to them being like, the soundtrack mainstay on every Scorsese film. But they were ahead of their time, big time. Very cool. If you listen to it, you're like, whoa, that was 63. This is what else was coming out.
It's like them versus the Twist.
Yes, exactly. It was like in style of the Twist, but it just had edge to it. It was cool.
Right. It was way better, yeah.
Partly because the wall of sound, right? Phil Spector, their producer, who's a complete nut job murderer, and Ronnie definitely put in the hard yards being married to him. He gave her the hits. She probably took the hits from him. Yeah. Anyway, they got divorced. It's good. Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys said the first time he ever heard "Be My Baby," quote, "I was driving and I had to pull over to the side of the road. It blew my mind. I started analyzing all the guitars, piano, bass, drums, and percussion. And once I got all those, I knew how to produce records."
That sounds like a fake story.
No, it's like DMing Jenna Jameson and getting a response, like watching the thing, like the 3 dots going. The same feeling. Oh my God, she's responding.
I buy it. It was a pretty important. Wall of sound's pretty important. All right, moving on. Kodak Black.
Pulled to the side of the road.
Well,
to fully appreciate.
I was laughing so hard I had to pull over.
It's like, I gotta see what this person looks like.
I couldn't have the engine running.
Yeah,
I listened to that.
No, he couldn't focus on driving. Yeah,
man, you got to put it in perspective. Like in 1963, there's no cell phones. The only way you're getting music is it's being served to you via AM radio at the time. So it's like when something cool hit you that was like new and different, I bet you'd pull over, bro. Smoke a doob, think about it. Different times. I want to go back. Kodak Black, guys.
You could just still keep rolling. Light the doob.
And not if it's blowing your mind that hard. It sounds like you haven't had your mind blown in a while, Will.
Get your mind blown, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't blow my mind enough.
Yeah. Will is the guy that laughs at death when he's driving, whenever there's this. So I understand why you wouldn't pull over, but normal people.
Okay.
Guys, Kodak
Safety
Black.
first guy, Brian.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
He just likes to get immersed, Will.
Yeah, that'd be a nut job.
He doesn't want to see the cars zipping
Don't give
by.
him an Oculus headset. Don't introduce Brian to the VR world. He's gonna have to pull over all the time.
Oh man, what a legend he is, though. Okay, Kodak Black. He took over the internet yesterday when a video from Tuesday night of him cheering on his home NHL squad the Florida Panthers in his own special way emerged. And I'm sure you guys saw the video, but if you didn't, it was shot by a fan from across the arena in the third period of the Panthers game against the Canucks. And the
Do you
video
have that angle?
Oh, I have it, and I have it blown up. You're going to love it.
Yes.
I have it slow-mo. I got it back, forth, side to side.
I thought he was fucking that chick.
Yes,
Maybe,
from across the way, it looks... No, you got to play it. It looks like he's fucking
I'm about to play it.
Well, yeah. Both of them look like it's possible, but not really.
Well, we're going to get a really bird's eye, like an up-close look here, like a Sherlock Holmes Watson situation look. So stand by. Yeah, Kodak was, as the guys are implying, potentially banging this woman in his suite, which happened to be right next to the suite held by the executives of the Panthers, which I thought was cool.
A bunch of old white guys.
Yes. I guess they knew Kodak was there. The fans did, because they kept cutting to him during the game. But this video went viral during the game, and they just stopped cutting to Kodak because he says he's twerking. Okay, anyway, here's the clip. I want to say that the original clip had "Do It To It" by Cherish in the background, but to prevent potentially having to edit this part out on YouTube for the YouTube version of Hard Factor later, I replaced the music by going to our royalty-free music subscription site, typing in Benny Hill, and then using the royalty-free Kirkland signature version of the Benny Hill theme song. So that's what. Yeah, so here you go.
All right, yeah. So there's the exact.
Here's the original. Hold on.
There he is.
There he is.
Right.
Look, it's hard to see, but yeah, in the middle.
Yeah,
there it is.
Zooming in. Okay.
Yeah,
and she's backing it up on it.
It
Right.
looks
and
like
she's on all fours, backing it straight into him.
Into his crotch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing
enjoying it.
I mean,
it looks like if he's unzipped.
Yeah.
She's working it.
If he's unzipped, he's in.
But there's an inside the box angle. There's an inside the box angle.
Oh, there's an inside the box angle. I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, well, the inside the box angle. They basically kind of debunked that he was banging her because his pants are up and she's just on all fours backing it straight into him.
So yeah,
somebody filmed it from inside the box.
Unfortunately, I don't think they were having sex because of that angle. But you never know. You can stealthily unzip your pants, slide your erection.
Yeah, dude. He could have definitely had it. I mean, he could have been on the sly.
Yeah,
for sure.
And if he's balls deep, there's really no skin you're really seeing.
Those are big cheeks. They can hide
a lot. It looks
exactly.
It looks like she's got on bottoms just pulled to the side, maybe. And
she was leaving no room for it to see. So your imagination takes you to where
he's like, stay close, stay close.
Yeah,
he stayed close the whole time.
If you've been to a strip club, you know anything like that is possible. If you've ever worn athletic shorts to a strip club with no underwear, you know that it's just a fine. Anyway,
it's very possible.
So, for whatever reason, the police got involved.
What?
The Sunrise Police.
Interesting. Why?
Have confirmed that Kodak Black, who's a Pompano Beach native, by the way, he wasn't having sex in the suite. Sunrise Police said he was, quote, just being young and having fun, which I loved.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Oh,
yeah, he was.
Case closed.
Turns out he was just having the best time in the stadium. Yeah.
That's just how we like to get down at Panthers games.
You know what the Panthers should do from now on is have a Kodak Black cam where it's just people have to twerk it on each other instead of the kiss cam.
Nasty.
Yeah, the Kodak cam, and then also Kodak used to be a film thing,
Hockey's a good sport.
Kodak cam.
Hockey's a good sport for that because people get shithoused in the stands. So you
free idea, Panthers.
Probably get people to get freaky.
I mean, Kodak Black did more for the sport of hockey than some guys that played in the league.
I love it. I love it. And Snoop Dogg's a big hockey fan too. A lot of rappers into hockey.
It's the most I've seen of the inside of a hockey stadium in a year.
Yeah. Let's take it to the internet real quick. Daniel Wagner said, you got to admit, trying to grow the game in Florida by literally conceiving a child in the arena is a unique approach. Shut up.
He was growing something.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Something was growing.
And then Heat Daddy says, Kodak Black has been offered an in-person hearing with NHL Department of Player Safety for hitting from behind.
Yeah, that's sticking.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the box, you know what I mean?
Yeah, checking, sticking, in the box.
And then one from our own VP of Football Operations, PFD commenter says, listen, if you're going to have sex at a hockey game, doggy style is by far the best position, so neither person misses a minute of the action on the ice, which I thought
true.
Was
it's you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like so we can both watch the X-Files or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's the one.
Do it doggy style so we can both watch the X-Files.
Oh,
that's where he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloodhound gang. All right, I'm gonna real quick shift gears to something serious.
Okay.
By the time you're hearing this, it may already be too late. To try Taco Bell's crispy chicken wings. What? Yeah. The wings, which come 5 to an order for just $5.99, they're coated in a Mexican queso seasoning and served alongside a zesty ranch dipping sauce.
Back it up. $5.99 for 5 wings.
Yeah,
What
there
the
you go.
fuck? Are you
Bone in
kidding
or
me?
bone out or boneless? I mean,
I believe they're bone in. Yeah.
bone in.
$5.99 for some Taco Bell wing. 5 wings. Holy
5
moly.
wings for $6, so more than $1 per wing.
Holy
Well, I
shit.
think outside of lumber, the chicken wing was the highest like inflated thing in the
It
past
was
year.
one of.
Yeah.
You're right, Mark. It was. So it's gone
Chicken
from.
wings.
It's
Trying
gone
to get an
from-
order at Pluckers for under $100.
It's gone from a
$5.99.
quarter when we
Yeah.
were kids.
Yeah.
To they've over tripled and quadrupled in price.
Yeah. Chicken wings are out astronomically more expensive than they were a decade ago.
$5.99.
Yeah, guys, it's sad. Most Taco Bells will have discontinued their wing program when
Wow.
you're hearing this, which launched last week as a marketing play. And
Couldn't afford it.
I've
No,
taken a
my
moment.
goodness. Really bad time to get in the wing biz.
No, I know. But I want to formally apologize to the Heart Alive. We failed, you guys. And we failed to bring this story to you. Well, wings were still available for sale. And Wes specifically failed you for not trying them and telling us about it. So
Damn.
I will admit I feel bad about that. But if I would have seen that price tag, that would have been a tough purchase for me.
Well, could you imagine if we did a competition like we did with the mini corn dogs with the wings? It would have been like $1,000.
That's an insane price for Taco Bell.
You
5
can't do
Taco
all-
Bell wings.
You can't do all you can eat wings anymore. Even
No.
at pizza places, my favorite pizza place in town, like a dozen wings is like $15 now. It's crazy.
And they all have like
Yeah.
shitty paper signs that are like, sorry for the increase
Yeah.
in price, but
Whoops, wings
Yeah.
suck now.
yeah, exactly.
Want to try thighs? No.
We have less chickens apparently in the world. Just kill more chickens, you know?
It
Well-
killed that entire business, Wingstop. They're doing just thighs.
And B-Dubs is like going bankrupt too.
Wingstop was trash though.
B-Dubs,
Thighs.
but B-Dubs is not trash. Buffalo
No,
Wild
B-Dubs
Wings.
is good.
And B-Dubs is
not
getting
anymore.
they're going bankrupt.
Yeah, not
Wingstop
anymore. They
is-
have no wings.
Wingstop is RC
wings.
Cola to the Pepsi that is B-Dubs.
Hey,
Well, they're
we
all
got a
fucking-
problem over here. There's no wings.
Yeah,
Look at
there's
this
no more
lid.
wings.
Guess what we're called?
Yeah, we're called the Wingstop.
You should be called the Wing Go.
Yeah,
They're
right?
literally
Come
the
on.
thigh stop. now.
Hey,
They
Come on,
serve
dad
thighs.
jokes. All right, moving on, guys. America's creepiest self-aware congressperson, Matt Gaetz, he reluctantly gained more in common with Prince Andrew yesterday. And by the way, I say that because I don't think Madison Cawthorn is completely aware of just how creepy he is or can be. Anyway, Matt Gaetz and Prince Andrew, right? So they're both from immense privilege. They both have kids they don't talk to, probably, Nestor. And the new thing, though, that they might have in common is everyone's finding out that they're confirmed minor banging sex traffickers. Because on Wednesday, Gaetz' girlfriend waltzed into an Orlando courthouse to reportedly testify in front of a grand jury who's been investigating Gaetz for a while related to sex trafficking allegations of a 17-year-old girl. And I guess his ex-girlfriend's a former Capitol Hill staffer, and she's linked with Gaetz back to the summer of 2017 when he, he calls that his no frills summer. The summer
of Matt.
Yeah, he really just let it go.
Summer 17 all the way.
Mm-hmm.
it was.
I told the boys that summer was going to be epic, and boy, it was.
Oh,
It was a good summer. It was
that's
like
such-
Wes at the end of the ad read. He just let it go.
Yeah, that was a
yesterday.
low-key joke that Wes did. That's really pretty good. 17 all the way.
Yeah.
She was 17. It was the year 17.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, on to the Prince. We'll see what happens there. I'll keep you updated. Grand jury.
He was, by the
testimony.
way, it did turn out those guys also extorted him. They got arrested.
Did
most
they?
of them. Yeah.
Man.
The guys that he claimed when the news broke that he was probably a sex trafficker, which he probably is, which is more to
Gaetz?
come. And Gaetz went on like the news and he was like,
Yeah, the guys
No,
that
but
blackmailed him. Yeah,
those guys did blackmail him. and
yeah, they
got
definitely
arrested.
did.
Yeah,
Remember
they
how
did.
shitty
Yeah.
they were? Yeah,
Yeah, they
Forgot
they
the
got
one-
arrested like
one
recently.
former FBI guy.
Like, yeah, they like about a month ago or less, like they
He
got
had the-
arrested, I think. Yeah.
His headshot, I forget his name, but he looks like the most.
It was
evil
all
guy
true.
you've ever seen.
It was all true. He was deflecting, but it wasn't even like it was a deflection of a true crime that was being committed against his family.
Right,
While
everybody's
they're
committing
like,
crimes against each other.
while they're
in
like,
this.
but what about the children you're sex trafficking? He's like, I don't want to talk about that though. You know, like,
Dude,
yeah.
Wait till that shit comes out. I mean, the justice system moves way too slow.
It's too slow.
As I said,
his day is coming.
The grand jury testimony is closed, so we don't even know what
Gaetz' day is coming.
But like Gaetz was like partying with that dude that was helping him traffic, who was like taking
Greenberg
car registration payments.
Greenberg, but they
as like a satellite car registration, and then they were like using the petty cash, which is technically the states, to like buy blow with it.
Yeah, he already admitted
Greenberg,
to it, right?
but they've had the DOJ has had their mitts on Joel Greenberg, who admitted to everything forever.
Yes,
and they've never been able to produce anything that incriminates Gaetz off of just Greenberg. So we'll see if this new testimony does. But if all they got is Greenberg, I don't think they're going to get him because they've had him forever.
Well, this would be the grand jury hearing the testimony.
I think he's going to get his coming up in late 2022.
Then they decide to indict.
Somebody besides Greenberg's going to have to get involved, though, to get the information. Because what I'm saying is that guy a long time ago agreed to cooperate with the investigation, and nothing came of it. Like
Gaetz will be
months and months ago.
46 years old.
Yeah, because that guy sucks. They're like, all right, you're just a little weasel.
But let's talk about it.
I think his name's Joel Greenberg.
Looks great.
Let's talk about some crimes that happened 22 years ago that we can hear about potentially now, because that's generally the timeline.
I learned how to pronounce her name. I'll let you go, but I've been mispronouncing.
I believe Mark was going to say Virginia Giuffre.
It's Giuffre.
I don't think he can say that.
I watched. Well, then the lady on the news called her Giuffre 10 times wrong today, and I was like, really?
I think it's Giuffre, right?
She kept calling her Giuffre.
Guffrey.
I heard Giuffre on the news 10 times.
Yeah,
I've never heard Giuffre.
Midwestern dolt, it's Guffrey.
I feel like Giuffre is so egregious that it has to be right.
Are you watching the German channel?
Yeah, really.
Anyway, it's not funny. She was sex trafficked. Well, her name is hard to pronounce. But here's what happened, right? Remember the Epstein, I guess, agreement came out, the can't sue me agreement, and said other parties. Well, U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan said and rejected Andrew's lawyer's attempt to get the civil lawsuit thrown out because of that settlement that Guffrey did with Epstein, saying it do not apply, or Giuffre, it do not apply to the prince. And Andrew, guys, is really sweating it out. He's having to pay his legal fees, or as he tells his God every night, his very much preferred out-of-court settlement by he's offloading a 17 million pound Swiss chalet ahead of time.
Oh yeah, he's gonna settle out of court.
Yeah. He was just trying to get it thrown out, all to know that he was going to have to debase himself entirely to get rid of it.
I would we should get a predicted market on this, because I bet it does not settle out of court, because Giuffre already has taken in $500,000, and she's a woman on a mission. She wants this to be heard on a court of public record.
She signed an NDA already, which like their strongest case is his lawyers came out and said you shouldn't even be hearing this case because she signed a NDA when we paid her off the first time, and then the judge said, well, you know what, we're gonna let the jury decide if the NDA like overrides her,
because Epstein and Andrew paid her the $500,000, right?
Yeah, so the judge is like, yes, exactly. She's already been paid off once and signed something, and now he's gonna have to either pay her off again and sign something else, or he's gonna get busted. Which
does
is
an NDA supersede the fact that she was underage, though?
No, I mean, that's what the judge is saying. We're gonna let the jury.
Right, Wes, that's what this is about. The case is going on.
It's going on.
So everybody's like, nah, it doesn't matter that she was a kid.
It does in some respects.
Got paid away. But she got paid when she was an adult, not when she was a kid.
Because it's a civil case, not a criminal case. So the NDA wouldn't protect against criminal, but it might protect against civil. Maybe
certainly doesn't shut it down completely. Apparently,
right? Well, yeah, they're going on with it, so it doesn't get it thrown out of court.
Yeah.
Let's get to the what do they call it?
The cream of the crop.
All right, we're running a little long on the coffee, so I'm just going to play this video, guys, and talk over it. It's going to blow your mind, because a bunch of Mexican news outlets are reporting that this footage I'm about to play is of the Mexican Jalisco Nueva Generacion cartel dropping bombs from a drone on rivals, and it's one of the most insane videos I've ever seen in my life. So what we're looking at here is they rolled camera, which is good, on the drone. And I don't know, like, the drone seems to be stacked with, like,
oh shit, that's a bomb.
Pipe bombs that are just
shit, those are bombs
falling down from the sky.
And those people are scattering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then here the drone's about to get shot down.
Shit!
Wow, that's pretty good bomb.
Yeah, they got some pretty good operations going on over there. That's not surprising to me, though. I'll tell you what, I was at Costco just a few days ago, and the drones they have for $50 will blow your mind. You look at this thing for $50 and you're like, I can't imagine what you could get for a grand right now.
It's got like a review from a cartel member on the back.
Excellent bomb lifting abilities. Yeah,
it will do the trick.
That's nuts.
It's absolutely insane. There's a picture of a drone that did not have bombs on it. That's from a couple years ago.
But what was that? Was that coke or heroin it was carrying?
Yeah, that was actually drugs. And then I actually
Aspire.
This is pretty cool. Right before you started taping the show, they did release a photo of what the bomb drone looks like, which I couldn't wrap my head around because it's like multiple bombs in this drone going at different time intervals, right?
Yep.
Mario.
What's his name?
Koopa Bomb Man,
Koopa Bomb guy.
I photoshopped the cloud guy from Mario. And
he's the worst.
A bombo in his hand.
One of the most annoying
and cloud guy. Nice.
One of the most annoying characters. And when he throws like the spike shells at you, the whole
Good doc, Pat. Have you seen Cartel Land, the documentary?
I have.
About the auto defense, the Templar cartel. Whoa. That's a good documentary. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, watch this video. It's fucked up. It doesn't look like anyone dies in it, thank God. But it's like, it's insane down there.
Technology's getting scary, man. I'm not covering it in the TikTok International Moment, but Kim Jong-un apparently has like a hypersonic missile now. Like, and he had like a successful test.
That. Yeah.
Well, right, but like
he also shot a 13 or
apparently it's getting more believable. It's getting covered. It's getting covered in way more major outlets now than it used to.
I think it's just
either that or they're trying to whip up the scare factor.
Yeah, I think it's just a troll in Kim Jong-un, like to stroke his ego.
Yeah, like he's the only guy in his country that can wear a leather jacket, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just the only one cool enough, Your Highness. All right, guys, let's talk about HelloFresh, who's our presenting sponsor today. They're fantastic. If you haven't tried HelloFresh, we recommend it. In this New Year's, it's a great time to focus on what's most important to you. Whether it's saving money, that's me. By ordering less takeout or learning to cook, prioritizing your wellness, HelloFresh is here to help with endless options to make cooking at home simple and enjoyable. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients to your door. Farm fresh produce arrives within a week, so you get convenience without skimping on quality. Skip the trip to the grocery store, which essentially you're going to waste that stuff anyway. HelloFresh, you're going to use every ingredient. It's perfectly portioned, as I said. Nothing's going bad in the fridge. Save some time from having to wait in long lines. And as I was saying, don't waste money on excess foods. They cut back on the time spent in the kitchen, so you can spend on other resolutions with meals ready in about 30 minutes or less. Plus, quick and easy meals, including 20-minute recipes and low prep and easy cleanup, provide an even faster route to putting food on the table. I've been loving on the beef flauta supreme with pico de gallo and lime crema. But honestly, I've been using HelloFresh for a while, and all their stuff is great. Seriously, I mean, Kate and I end up ordering takeout like 6 nights a week, and we got to stop in the new year. And HelloFresh
that's expensive.
Is our resolution.
You can save so much money with HelloFresh.
Yep,
you're talking. I don't even want to think about the math, but it's big.
I think probably 5 figures. High 4s.
Oh, easily 5 figures.
Yeah, probably 5 figures in a year.
Depending on how big you eat out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can feel really good because you cooked it and it's well portioned. So go to HelloFresh.com/hardfactor16 and you're going to use the promo code hardfactor16 and you'll get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Now, if you go to that URL, HelloFresh.com/hardfactor16 and you get a 404 error, don't worry. The promo code is the real big thing that works, but they should have the vanity URL up. So go to HelloFresh.com/hardfactor16. Use promo code hardfactor16 to get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. And it's highly
what? It's
highly recommended from us, guys. America's #1 meal kit. So.
Oh my God. Amazing. What's the
he did it too.
Yeah, he did it too. What's the yes. What's the guys, we're all art buffs here, right? So time. Of course. So what's the best way to authenticate an original piece of artwork? Let me hear it.
Are you talking about its provenance?
Okay. I don't know.
That's a word I learned.
Showcase?
An expert, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have people that know more than you tell you it is.
To appraise.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about art. I was joking, but I know one of the ways I think is using an expert to prove that the signature is real, right? Via the signature of the artwork, right?
Yes.
Well, and that it has to be really done, right? Because it has to be the right brushes.
That's right. So
Brushes,
can you guys
paints,
tell?
yeah.
Can you tell the listeners what you see written at the bottom of that painting?
Wow, Picasso.
Who's C Picasso? Was it a P
That's-
Picasso?
It's Picasso. Just ignore the C. That's a Picasso. It's a fucking Picasso. And do you know how I know?
I don't know how.
Because he signed it.
Well, it says Picasso, yeah.
Because he signed it Picasso.
70.
He dated it too.
Yeah, because
It seems pretty legit. You show me that, and that's a Picasso.
that's a Picasso.
Was he turn
Artists,
it into his teacher? You want to write that at the top of the page. Usually,
some of the artists like to hide it, but they do all sign it. Starting back in the Renaissance, Pat. That's when they started signing it as a way to prove certain painters were significantly better than others. And ever since then, it's become a staple for artists. In fact, fake signatures are a huge arm of the fraudulent art world. So like some people misspell it, or like they just do like they try to copy someone's signature. You know, you got to have a signature on your work and be able to tell if it's authentic. Everyone knows that. It's Art 101, which is why it comes as a shock that the UK, home of many centuries of priceless art and beautiful art museums such as the National Gallery and the British Museum of Art, is throwing such a conniption over a master artist initialing his work.
Whoa.
You wouldn't think they would do that. I'd like you to meet Simon Bramhall. Bramhall is an artist, all right. He's not a painter.
Yeah, he doesn't look like your typical artist. He's
not a painter.
Okay.
Sculptor?
Yeah, he is a sculptor, but his canvas is the human body and his instrument is the scalpel. He's a surgeon and a damned good one.
Oh wow.
Okay.
He's what is he? He carves it in.
We'll get to it. Yeah, he's specialized in liver and a couple other organ transplants, the liver being like the main one, transplant surgeries, a very important surgery, I would add. And like any good artist, he left his initials on his finished work, his patients now perfectly functioning new livers.
Interesting.
Come on.
It's pretty good.
That's kind of sick, though, to be like,
Does it-
So
I
sick.
did that.
Yeah.
Does it affect the
Doc was
function of
here.
the liver at all? Like,
No,
is it-
man, these guys are fine. Well, he would have never gotten caught neither, as he hit his initials like some famous artists like to do on their paintings, like I mentioned earlier. But unfortunately, one of his liver transplants failed back in 2013, and a nosy doctor inspecting the liver noticed the giant SB for Simon Bramhall that was about 1.6 inches long or wide, right on the liver here.
Damn.
He was like, "Oh, that doesn't look right." And so I guess he or she, that doctor, threw a fit, getting Bramhall suspended back in 2013, which started his almost decade-long legal battle to become reinstated as a master surgeon that hit a huge roadblock this week, which is why we're bringing it up. Can you believe this?
Because he's branding again.
Can you believe this snitch doctor? I would have been like, shit, that's awesome, Bramhall. I'm going to start initialing my patient's organs.
Right. Yeah, I'm just jealous.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing it this whole time.
Yeah.
They could do anything to you when you're under there too.
Well,
They seal you back up. How would you ever know?
you would
did
never know.
Did you guys watch that show or listen to that podcast, Dr. Death? Are you familiar with that story? It was about a bad surgeon. Effectively, this guy didn't know what he was doing. And like, I almost think this is a good thing because like if you open someone up to fix a surgery and you see like the wrong initials, you're gonna be like, oh, I know what this guy did. This is a piece of shit.
If it's an
Right,
SB, you know it's If it's an SB, you know it's a good transplant.
Right,
Pat,
he did it
you're
good,
right.
yeah.
In 27,
Yeah, well, not this one guy who's failed.
This one guy out of a ton. Like
When he gets the
yeah.
SB, he knows fuck that motherfucker.
Well,
I bet
that's
that's
what
like a thing in
happened.
mechanics. Like,
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
SB.
Well, he got
I
pissed.
bet certain mechanics you'll pop the hood and like there's like a calling card in there and another mechanic's like, oh yeah, this can be a pleasure to work on this.
Didn't
one.
they do that in Yellowstone when the embalming? He's like, hopefully it was an Eddie
Yes.
embalmed her,
Yeah.
and he's like, yep, it's an Eddie. He looked at the body was
They
preserved.
do it all the time on home improvement shows
Yeah.
too, and they tear down the
They, like,
shit. And
which
it's like,
they know
oh, this
who did it.
wiring,
Yeah.
this wiring is awful. I know who
Oh,
did this.
Gary did this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who else does that?
Corner cut
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Comcast.
Yeah, Comcast guys when they come
Comcast
down.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who
yeah.
did this?
yeah.
Last
This
guy
isn't
fucked
even
it up
legal.
bad.
Yeah, this isn't even our equipment.
Oh man, someone's gonna get fired over this. You haven't been shocked or anything?
In 2017, guys, Bramhall did plead guilty and was convicted of 2 counts of common assault for the 2 livers he admitted to initialing because they caught him, although you can bet your ass he initialed all of the livers. Every single one. He was fined £10,000 and sentenced to community service in 2017. He also had to resign from his job at Birmingham's Queen Elizabeth Hospital in 2014 after he got caught in 2013. And then he was forced into yet another hearing on the matter on December 2020, where he was suspended from practicing medicine for at least 5 months. So it sounds like he was able to get some good initialing done in between 2014 and 2020, thank God. But they got him again in 2020.
So the guy who
a new one?
Did the
it's
guy
the same
die?
case. They just keep bringing it back up. So he moves to another job, and then someone throws a fit.
Him.
Yeah.
You think he's still Brandon?
Oh yeah, of course.
It's an addiction, man. Once you do it, I mean, you're playing God in there. You got to leave. You got to leave some behind. It's like the Wet Bandits, like Marv. You know, he had to leave a calling card.
He has to. We'll get to why he did it.
There was that doctor. I don't know if you guys heard about it. He was like using a laser to inscribe the inside of women's uteruses back in the day.
This is what he used.
It was a
he burned it with an argon gun. It was a burn. It wasn't a cut.
Right.
It was
It's like a graffito tag.
Is that how you tattoo like the inside of your mouth?
Yes. Yes.
That's what he was doing. And these are big ones too. And look, Bramhall even played the game, so to speak, and stated that he, quote, foolishly made the marks and said his actions were stupid and entirely wrong. And his legal team wisely pointed out that, you know, 1, he had never been in trouble before the initialing, and 2, his patients, besides the one guy who had died a horrible death, for the most part lived long, healthy lives, and that we should be concerned about the part of the art that isn't initialed and the skill of the surgeries. That's the more important thing. And last year, the UK's Medical Practice Tribunal Services, which Bramhall gets drug in front of every year, agreed that Bramhall was a hell of a surgeon that had served his time, and they revoked the suspension, I guess, in December 2020, so a little over a year ago. Game on, initials, here we go. Oh, wait. The case of Bramhall's liver initials was resubmitted to the MPTS, and this Monday in a hearing, they decided to remove Bramhall from the medical registry permanently, essentially rendering his initialed livers valueless now. Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah,
look,
done.
The thing about Bramhall is every time he's allowed to go back to work, one of these people with the fucking scarred livers is like, hey, no, fuck you guys.
Yeah, unfortunately for Bramhall, this is like someone digging up an old tweet in 2013 or someone.
Right.
Dude, Will, I think you're so
time
wrong,
isn't on his side.
Well, if they're alive to complain,
they've had to get the liver retransplanted. He was the worst
one
part
guy.
of their life.
Just the one guy. Just the one guy.
One guy.
Well, 2 cases he admitted to. So who
they
else
talk about all the bad. They don't talk
admitted
about all the
to
good. Will
exactly
another bad one.
As a result, there's hundreds. As a result of being removed from the medical industry, he's suspended immediately from practicing medicine in the UK for like the 5th time, and now he has a 28-day to appeal. And in the end, what likely did Bramhall in was one of the 2 people that officially found out they had SB burned into their livers with an argon gun, claimed they suffered intense emotional stress while simultaneously experiencing perfect physical after effects, of life. And they testified they were upset. They were able to testify because Bramhall saved their life.
Right. Yeah, they want cash.
Yeah, I mean, fucking assholes. Bramhall, in a moment of honesty, reportedly said when asked at a pub why he did it, that he did it to relieve some of the stress of the job because it was so stressful. He's doing life or death surgeries. So he said to kind of like make it a game or put himself at ease, he would do his initials, and that focused him. And then they pressed him.
He's doing liver transplants.
And then they forced him.
It's not lung. Yeah. We're not talking about brain transplants.
Right? He's not. He's not. It's like, look, he's doing liver transplants.
Well,
right? Like,
when pressed further, Will, after one more pint, he said, okay, I did it because it was cool as shit. How many people can save a life and brand the insignificant twat permanently without them knowing?
Right. Yeah.
It's one of the most common transplants there is. Liver transplant.
He did like 3 organs, but he got caught with all the livers.
Sounds tough to me.
Yeah.
Oh, but relatively though, like
pays well.
On the surgeons, of course, any surgeon does. But
you're saying other surgeons scoff at liver transplants?
I'm saying other organ surgeons are like liver. That's JV. That's entry level.
That's cute.
Look at him go.
Liver regenerates itself.
A successful liver transplant from Dr. James.
You ever done a gallbladder?
Toss it in there. Doesn't even matter. Just lay it up like a fucking basketball.
Hey Jerry, how long can you live without a liver? Was that an hour? Okay, yeah, just checking.
Exactly.
A heart? Oh no,
Right, exactly.
A little bit shorter timeline.
Try to brand a heart, you prick.
Yeah.
There's
You
harder
can brand a heart.
pieces. Yeah.
Pushing his chair out from under him at the bar.
Yeah.
Have a seat, guy. Come on over.
Nice. Nice. Sit down, liver guy.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's good. Yeah, that guy was in that was branding the uteruses, was like in L.A. Some lady caught him. He's like back
Same
in
thing.
2010. Yeah, same thing.
Same exactly.
Well, don't do it. You're leaving evidence. It's like
Yeah.
a crime where the only crime is to leave
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
And it's like very traceable because they know who they got the surgery from.
Right. Your initial.
No, man, it's like okay, it's like
It's easy
leaving
to
a cum
trace.
sock
Even
in
if
your,
you
in your own safety deposit box, right? Like,
But
like,
right, exactly. But I'm saying
who's
like if you,
getting
initi-
Not yours.
if you initialed your like the doctor you hate the most initials, they still could trace it back to you because they're like he didn't do the surgery, you did.
Right.
Would have been better having sex with him while they're under, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
a lot of them
Yeah.
are probably. I mean, Wes. That's
Yeah.
you got it. Come on.
You don't think Bramhall dipped his finger? Okay.
No, I know.
would have been more
Whoa.
respectful.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's
Sorry.
fine.
Let's
That's
go to
fine.
Let's move on.
Moline, Illinois. I got a fools that work in schools for you guys, where parents of Jane Addams Elementary School are very upset about a new club that is holding meetings at the elementary school. And it sounds awful. A flyer posted about the club says the activities will include science projects, puzzles, games, arts and crafts projects, and nature activities. So, yeah. And the mission of this nationwide and very popular group says it is to, quote, encourage benevolence and empathy, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense, oppose injustice, and undertake noble pursuits. So, I mean, who are these monsters that have parents up in arms and worried about their kids' safety and sanctity of their souls? Well,
It sounds like a nice club.
yeah. Well, it's the Satanic Temple.
Oh,
And it's an after-school satanic club.
That sign is hilarious. It's a devil who's like
Yeah.
kid friendly.
Yeah, they're rebranding.
Is
He's
He's
got
like
a
a
little, like,
friendly devil. Isn't
is
he
that
supposed
supposed
to
to
be
be a
the most
peace
evil
sign?
person in the world?
That's the Boy Scout sign, which
Is
Yeah.
it
makes
a Boy
sense.
Scout sign or is it a fingers crossed?
I think it's the Boy Scout sign.
Okay.
Yeah, he promises. It's like a promise. I promise not to molest and fuck your kids up.
But
I
what's he
promise
doing
to
with the
damn
other
you
hands?
for eternity,
Right.
little
Yeah.
little kid. Ha ha ha.
Scout's honor.
You got me all wrong. See, the devil's been gotten all wrong.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
Promise
this
to
rebranding.
take
boy's
you to hell
genitals cleaner than when I found them.
Yeah. I'm cookie.
I'm a fallen
Fuck
angel,
hell,
you see.
kids.
They kicked me out. I was too good.
Quirky,
Play the
yeah.
floor is lava all the time.
So yeah, they've rebranded themselves as we just discussed on that nice little logo that they have, and are now using elementary schools to recruit the next generation of Satanists.
What?
Which honestly, they sound like a great group of people from what I've read.
Weird religion.
According to the district
think it's
spokesperson,
about
they
all of
have every right to use the school, no matter what the parents say. Quote, the Moline Coal Valley District and Board of Education have policies and administrative procedures in place which will allow for community use of its publicly funded facilities outside of the school day, and religiously affiliated groups are among those allowed to rent our facilities for a fee. So they'll let anyone in for a fee, is basically what they're saying.
Especially if you got a religious exemption. There,
Yeah.
Then you're at the front of the list.
If
Right.
they let Satanists in, they'll let anyone in for a fee.
Right. Here's
They
the
love the
flyer.
Satanists. They're like, the Satanists are so clean and they
Hey,
bring
guys.
the best snacks.
Yeah,
Do
I
whatever
mean,
you want.
Satanists are essentially like what's the name of those guys on YouTube that they test the First Amendment, their First Amendment, like they go to like a post office with a camera and like
Proud
They'll like
Boys.
start screaming.
Troublemakers.
Federal workers, they're like,
yeah,
I have the right to scream at you right now.
They're the
I
guys
can
like-
brandish my weapon if
Exactly.
I choose to.
Antifa?
You must accept this.
They're
I am
like,
a
or-
they
citizen.
walk into like a police station's parking lot with like a rifle, you know,
Right.
like,
So
and
they're
they're
like
like, yeah, this is
people-
my right.
Right.
The
That's what
people that-
Satanists do.
Like a
people
mixture
that
of
work
Antifa,
for-
Proud Boys, and
Who's
all
the
those
guy
guys.
from Austin? Who's the guy from Austin that does the
Alex
Alex Jones? Yeah, they work
Yeah.
for Alex Jones's company. That's what they do.
I
Right.
guess what I wonder is, do they really worship the devil? What's the
No.
and why is the
It's a
devil such a
troll.
friendly character to everybody? He's supposed to be the master of evil.
He
thought.
just wants
So,
you to have fun, Will.
okay.
Right. He wants you to do
I'm
some
just-
puzzles.
I'm very confused by Satanism in general.
Me
So,
too. Here are some of the, parents are not happy. They don't know if their son or daughter might be in the same room that Satanists were the next day at school, perhaps thinking the devil will possess them. And either the devil is playing another one of his tricks, or he is turning a new leaf. Because listen to these tenants. Listen to these tenants.
He's changed.
He's changed. The devil is turning the leaf. It's 2022, and he's got some resolutions. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason.
The devil?
The devil is saying this.
Maybe things have gotten so bad the past couple of years with COVID that the devil feels bad.
The devil's telling you to be a good person.
Yeah, that's right.
What the fuck is this?
The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit and shall prevail over laws and institutions. The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. There's a little bit of the devil showing. He's a little bit
freedom to offend.
A little bit of the old
freedom to sell your soul for a contract.
Right. The willingly and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of others is to forego one's own. And Mark, I did find the Satanic Temple of Austin, and I think I'm going to go see what this is all about. This fuss about the devil is over if you want to join me one day. And I called. Nobody answered, but they did have an interesting voicemail that I have for you guys. So.
Nice.
So much for calling the Satanic Temple of Austin, Texas. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because frankly, we have nothing better to do, and we do not sleep. If you have reached this voicemail, it's because Craig's mom is on the phone, because we are located in Craig's mom's basement. If you do decide to stop by, our address is 2701 North Lamar, and if you do decide to stop by, whatever you do, do not park in front of Craig's mom's house. She will have you towed. She will have you towed. I cannot stress that enough. Park down the street and then sneak around back. Do not knock on the front door or she will have you arrested. If Craig's mom catches you sneaking around back, we will deny anything that you say to her. We will deny anything that we have told you.
Fucking Satanist.
Hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for calling the Austin Satanic Temple.
Yeah, I'm in. Bring snacks, right?
Yeah. Well, you're on top of it over there.
Mom.
Yeah.
Craig's mom sounds like a real bitch.
Yeah.
She's a pill.
Stone cold bitch.
She's a pill.
I'm in, Wes. Let's go.
Yeah, we should go check it out.
Yeah.
I was going to do one more, but I'm going to end on a high note, and we're running long. So it's on to you, Willie.
Oh, all right. Well, then, without further ado, fellas.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
And today's TikTok International Moment is going to see me wearing a lot of different hats. YouTube.com/HardFactorNews to watch the full episode and see the actual hats. If you're just listening, though, you'll know that I have a hat on by the accent. And that's all the clues I'm going to give you about where we're going today. First up, Kazakhstan. Taking it over to the former Soviet country where, as Pat reported on Monday, the current Russian army was called in to put down the insurrection against the current government. That's what it's being called. Now that their mission has been deemed complete by the Kazakh president Kassym-Jomart Tokayev and Russian President Vladimir Putin, and that the 2,000 Russian troops are beginning to leave Kazakhstan as of Wednesday, here's a quick summary of what happened while they were there and, everything that happened. Pat reported a lot of this on Monday, but this is just a total summary. Once it's all final, sort of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and dotting the lowercase J's here. The violent protests began on January 2nd and took over the former presidential palace, the Almaty airport, and set fire to the mayor's office. Pretty good protest. Then everybody in the government quit, except the president, Tokayev, who called in Russia for help. Then the internet went out from January 5th to January 10th. And now, after it came back on, a total of at least 164 terrorists, as Russia and Kazakhstan are calling them, have been eliminated. And at least a dozen police have also been killed, and over 12,000 protesters have been arrested. And they're still arresting more all the time because people are still fighting in the streets with the police, and it's nuts. And a new prime minister has been named on January 11th. His name is Ali Khan Smailov. There he is on the left right there. So basically what happened, the people of Kazakhstan rose up and the Russian army showed off how good they can put that kind of thing down for their fellow authoritarian friends out there. Taking it to the internet, I would show you guys some of the videos that have been submitted by members of the Hardo Hive, but they are
it's just
insanely violent. So if you want to look that kind of stuff up, go for it. But be warned, very violent. It's literally citizens, Kazakh citizens versus Kazakh police and like Russian army and Kazakh army. Look them up at your own risk. They're extremely violent.
A lot of the ones you sent us, Will, that we watched though, were like our citizens like forcing police to take their uniforms off, beating them to a bloody pulp. Like it's
said at least 12 cops got killed.
Yeah, at least 12
it's
cops.
Super violent all around. It's like ogrish.com.
Right, it's literally citizens versus the police and army. It's nuts, and like the citizens are like beating them with lead pipes.
By the way, before you get into I checked my phone at the beginning of that segment. Still haven't heard back from Yuri. Sent him another message. And sent him a second message.
Oh shit!
And his average response time. So this is like 2 messages over 3 days. Is like 2 seconds. He never sleeps. I'm getting a little worried about Yuri.
Mark, you should be worried. This is 2 days after the internet was restored.
Yes.
So. And he likes to protest a lot. And 12,000 protesters have been
very responsive.
Apprehended.
Before
he hasn't posted?
His last post was like from a day and a half ago.
Well,
that's encouraging, at least.
Maybe. Yeah. So anyways, look up those videos at your own risk. Fellas, you probably saw a couple that I sent over. It's very violent over there. But here's something that we can talk about on the pod, taking it to the internet. At Jack Posobiec tweets late night, January 10th, 2022. Kazakhstan has announced several of their national security officials have suddenly died following an unsuccessful coup. Russian agencies are reporting one official fell out of the window of his apartment.
Come on. You gotta be kidding me.
Come on. What are the odds? They got that problem over there too. So it must be a manufacturer that ships to multiple countries.
Yes. Window can be very dangerous when Russian military is in town. Be careful.
You know what else they didn't talk about? Which I learned. Kazakhstan, like the second biggest Bitcoin mining country. I didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah, it's fucking up the Bitcoin market.
Window, or as we call it, door to hell.
Door to your comeuppance. Next. Let's make our way down to India, where one 84-year-old man is a huge believer in the COVID-19 vaccines, so much so that Brahmadov Mandel, that's his name. Here he is. You guys can see him here. There's
he's
Brahmadov.
Intense. He's a serious guy.
Brahmadev, sorry. He's gotten 12 vaccine shots over the last 11 months.
He's got the roundest head I've ever seen at the top part of it, bro.
Side effects are as it completely removes hair from your head.
Look at that.
Can't smile.
You get a completely spherical head.
It's like someone drew a face on a basketball. It's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. So 84, but he looks good for 84. And Brahmadev, he loves these vaccines. That's why he's gotten 12 of them in the last 11 months. He even bragged. He said, my oxygen level has improved, and I haven't caught a cold since getting the jab. He also claims it makes him generally feel stronger and that it helps with pains. So more power to Brahmadev, who's had to travel up to 62 miles at a time to dupe people into giving him another shot with his own ID.
Not me, Brahmadev, the guy that looks like a basketball.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
first shot for me.
He is very recognizable. So unfortunately for him, since he did use other people's IDs to get some of the shots, he is facing lots of charges from the Indian police, and they're just upset with him in general for like exposing how their system sucks.
I bet he's a hell of a swimmer. Though? He just likes the shots.
He loves the shot. He literally loves the shots.
Makes him feel good.
Yeah, some people
he's like, I feel like I'm strong. He thinks
he's probably a good swimmer because he's got like the Speedo hat built in, like the Speedo cap. Like, and they said his lung capacity, his oxygen is high. He's probably swimming laps.
That's a good point. I was thinking though, maybe he could pay off his debt to society with a little COVID vaccine promotion, like this random guy at the Dallas City Council on Wednesday morning. I'm not sure if you've seen him.
Mona from Mona. don't vaccinate. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You gotta vaccinate in the Lone Star State. Vaccination is so great. Vaccinate me all day long. Vaccinate your daddy and mom. Vaccinate my
What's
body.
the liquid on him?
Vaccinate me.
Sweat.
It's
gotta be.
Dream.
I think there's a germicidal wipes he's holding.
All day long.
He's got a lot of moisture.
Vaccinate your mom. I wanna stick it deep in your
Just
arm.
delivered a baby.
Oh, where are you? I wanna vaccinate you, but you can't hear my song. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccination, right or wrong.
Vaccinate me in my thong.
Right or wrong.
That's the new Cisco
I love
song.
that.
Yeah, I don't want that guy operating on me or, taking care of me at all.
Nah, bro. And anyways, I've got the weed hat on now because Brahmadev and that dude in Dallas, they need to hop on the green train with me, bro, because a new study out of Oregon State suggests that 2 cannabinoids found in marijuana can bind to the COVID-19 spike protein and prevent infection in human cells. It's cannabigerolic acid, or CBGA, and cannabidiolic acid, CBDA, are the 2 compounds that absolutely clam bake the fuck out of COVID-19. But unfortunately, they'll need to be isolated and made into pills for COVID treatment because ripping them out of a tasty bong rip heats them up too much and it ruins the COVID treatment. So, but still good for team.
What about
legalize
edibles?
it.
What about edibles?
You could probably turn them. You can definitely turn them into edibles. You can turn them into edibles. You can turn them into pills. That's for those 2.
But if you eat edibles, will you get
about
those benefits?
Yeah, what about if you eat edibles? Do they get heated before? Like
no.
existing edibles?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Like the edibles I've been eating.
Maybe, but you'd have to have those 2 exact cannabinoids in that weed edible. So I think they kind of would have to concentrate them in a pill, to be a really.
I got
still,
you.
You can isolate them and synthesize, so
Let's
cannabis.
do that. Let's do that.
It's basically the same as anything they're using. It's the same as the antibodies. It's the same as like the vaccine, same as the treatments, pills afterwards. It binds the spike protein, makes it harder, gets it out of there. Hopefully, if people took that as a supplement, maybe it would make people harder to infect. Could help the vaccines, whatever. So
maybe that's what happened with Satan. He got some of those cannabinoids and he's turned in a new leaf. That's
and he's now he's ready to be a nice guy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Maybe so. And last one takes us down to Australia. And speaking of vaccine promotion, we're going to take it straight to the internet, to Western Australia's premier, which is like an American governor. His name is Mark McGowan, and he's got a new promotional video specifically translated to Aboriginal English so that the natives will maybe finally understand just how important these shots really are.
Keep Aboriginal people safe.
And the message is probably important one to keep everybody safe one.
You can die from the corona or get really sick.
You can pass away from this corona, or you can get really sick one.
It's time to get the corona needle to keep people and country strong.
It's time to get them this needle, from a corona, to keep them but all the people and country proper strong one.
The corona needle will protect kids, old people, men and women.
Well, the corona needle, gotta keep them a safe one for all the kids and for all the men and women.
Okay. Many people around the world have already had the needle.
Big more people all around the world can already get them, but their needle.
You can see the difference is huge.
It is free and it's safe.
That needle block corona is free one and is safe one.
If you're worried, talk to your clinic or medical centre or go to Roll Up for WA on the internet.
People are worrying about talk like yours one clinic or go lang a hospital place or go to get himself roll up lang a internet.
So get your needle now and stay strong. Thank you.
So you will get him that needle and stay proper strong one. And thank you.
What the fuck was that, dude?
Mate, it was a shit speech, mate. Maybe just let the tribal elder do the talking there and go fuck off in the corner.
Just
Mark.
give her the script.
Yeah.
Just give her the script, Mark, and let her read it.
Was she supposed?
It was incredibly patronizing.
No, I mean,
it
yeah.
seemed like.
I mean, I get what it was supposed to
Insane.
be.
Yeah.
But am I missing something?
No,
Pat,
Pat,
you're not missing
he's
anything.
insane. He thinks that that's being culturally sensitive, but then he went on to just like demean the lady in the video. Kind of, it's like it's a weird vibe going on.
The comments on Twitter were like showing like airplane when they're like, I don't speak jive. You know, it's like someone has to translate jive like that.
Right, it's not a huge difference. So what he should have done is just been like, hey, everybody in all communities needs to get the shot. And here, listen to your elder tell you why. And instead of being like, here, this person who's important in your community is just going to repeat and regurgitate everything I say because she's like my employee kind of thing. It's
absolutely no need for the repeat. Like she should, like you said, it probably should have just been coming from her.
Yeah, just straight from her.
However they they talk or whatever, but like she could have just had a script and read it.
Yeah, sounds like they understand English pretty well.
Very well. Big one. Big one.
So more people have been getting the vaccine.
Proper well.
Yeah, more big people than
all right, and that's going to do it for today's TikTok International Moment. That's going to do it for today's Hard Factor. Thank you for listening as always. Sorry, went a little long today. We'll be back. Well, we'll be long again tomorrow because it's going to be Thursday. Ooh, and we got to spin that motherfucking wheel. So I'm going to do
sign
that
up
real
for
quick.
Patreon, get in on the Florida, or get on the trivia.
That's right. So while we bring up the wheel, we've also got trivia this Friday night for the Send in the Car tier on patreon.com/hardfactor. That's a top tier. Trivia is super fucking fun. So you're going to want to get in there for that for sure. That's this Friday night, January 14th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Send in the Car tier only. Also, we got the Hive trip. I don't know. I'm calling it Hive Island 22. I don't know what we're going to call it in the end. April 8th through 10th in Tampa. If you want to join us, we're going to be down there. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Anyone else booked?
Not yet.
Flights booked.
Well, we got the Airbnb, but I got
an Airbnb booked for us, and I got a flight booked. Yeah,
I need to book my flight. And then the Hornets Nest. If you want to get involved in helping promote the show, join the Hornets Nest. Just DM us, and we'll get you set up, and you can help promote the show. We're getting that going right now for the start of 2022. Big things. All right, let's spin the wheel, fellas, for how the show is going to be tomorrow. And cup of coffee in the big time is going to be
Wes.
Looks like Wesley.
Got it.
Wes for sure.
He was due.
Fair enough.
He's good. All right, Wes's cup of coffee in the big time. Who's the TikTok International Moment? Oh, it's Will or Pat. Oh, it's Pat. Oh my gosh.
All right, voicemails.
And is it going to be Will for voicemails 3 times in a row, or will Mark get voicemails? Let's see.
They better hope it's Will, because I'm going to fucking fuck him up if it's me. Yeah. All right. Send in your voicemails and reviews. If you fucking dare. 512-270-1480. Bring it.
Yeah, bring it. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Like I said right before we spun that wheel, big things in 2022 for Hard Factor and the Hardo Hive. We're growing leaps and bounds, getting the community going. We'll get more merch, getting everything going. More shows, more guests, more everything. More
trophies, probably.
More trophies, more accolades, more Hardo Hive. And on that note, because 2022 is going to be so big for us, get out there right now and have a great fucking day.